morning. Happy Sunday. What a wild friggin' week. Oh my God. Uh, listen, the uh, the mass blackout is happening. But first, welcome back to the pod. I'm Mike Dreyden Figueroa. This is Unscripted and Unrehearsed, where I give you my take of the events of the week, things I've experienced, heard, saw, overheard. Oh my God, so much to cover. I didn't realize it's just, I have to pick. I have a plan. I always have a plan of what I'm going into the week with or what I'm gonna talk about. But then before it was like one new thing would pop up. Like this week it was like four. I'm like, I gotta talk about it because I'm in my own head and I don't share a lot of stuff with people all the time because I'm just the looks on their faces sometimes. Anyway, right. And my apartment is a friggin' sauna, so I'm like sweating here. And good morning, Bubba. All right, say good morning to the beautiful people out there. Kisses. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere yet. All right. Can I do this now? Everybody loves to see you. Yes, yes. But I have to do this first, and then okay. Go lay down. Go lay down for me, please. Okay. Right. Come on. Down, down. No, no. I'm not going nowhere. All right. Okay. So he gets the jealousies. So like if I'm cuddling with Tony. All right, I don't want to get sidetracked. All right. Anyway, I love him and he loves me. Yeah. All right. So first, uh, okay, the mass blackout. It's not a march. It's not a protest. It's no signs are necessary. Basically, what's happening is, and I'm going to read from my notes because I don't want to get this wrong. From November 25th, which is Tuesday, through December 2nd, starts a week where we, people of color, pull our dollars out of the system in order for the economy to feel the absence of our dollars, feel the weight of our absence. So yeah, that's happening. And I've been kind of sort of doing that myself already. Like I shop local. I mean, sometimes it really bites the wallet, but I go to the mom and pop shops in the neighborhood. I buy from local vendors. Um, I never get to go to the farmers markets because they're always around when I have to be somewhere else, and then when I get back, it's too late. They're already packing up. They're all broken down, so they can't like scan cards or do whatever. Um, or I missed them completely, and it's a bummer because a lot of the farmers markets, they have really cool stuff, man. Especially the one down the street from me. They have like homemade pies and cakes and stuff. My big back. Mm. So yeah, I listen. After I heard Spotify started running those ice ads, I dumped it right away. Um, and I just transferred everything over to Apple Music. It's upsetting. It's because I feel like we're like in this circle where, or this web where everything is connected and interconnected, and no matter what we do, I don't know that it makes a difference, but it does make a difference. I mean, look at what's happening to Target. They are still suffering, and they're trying. What their Black Friday deal started in the middle of the week because they know this blackout is coming. So hey, spend your dollars where you want. I'm not telling you where to do, but this is what's happening, and I've been doing it on my own for a while now, you know. I think it's important too because there before Dwayne Reed closed and then the Rite Aid closed, the local pharmacies they had zero foot traffic and everybody just went to the others because it seemed convenient, and then they sucked you in with the groceries that they had and then the other stuff that they had, and then so the local pharmacies started adding stuff to their shelves, and it was they still weren't seeing the foot traffic. Now, since the Rite Aid closed, they're opening a dollar lot, which is, oh God. Um, But the immediate three different pharmacies, well, one is that took over the Rite Aid patients for prescriptions and stuff like that. They have a big sign outside saying we took over them. But the other two, they're all seeing a lot of foot traffic, and I noticed it when I went in to like buy beard dye and other products. I'm like, oh, let me see if they have it here. Packed. Before they were not packed. Now they're packed, and it's good to see. A lot of viejos, old people, but yeah, they're doing their thing. So yeah, I really want to hear from you about how you're handling this. I mean, it's a major week. It's Thanksgiving week starting. This is where people they get on their travel plans. They get out of town. They get to the shops last minute. You know, um, I want to know. I really want to hear from you on how you're handling this time of year, especially with everything that's going on. Um, I have to write a note to myself so I don't forget this one thing because I didn't put it in my notes. Where is it? All right, excuse me, I gotta write this down. MTG, remember that. Okay, I'll come back. All right, so now the major topics that I wanted to cover today was there. All right, so the review of the week. The highlight of my week. All right. At first, I thought it was just going to be, regular old opening night of a Broadway show. I'll scan tickets, welcome all the fanfare and all of that. And it was, now it's weird because my boss, the house manager, security manager, the bar manager, and the merchandise manager did a walkthrough with my company security to check everything. Because, Leah Michelle's in my show. Uh, Aaron Teviot and the other guy. Sorry, I forget his name. Anyway, they did a major walk because it's a lot of we thought that there was going to be like politicians coming through because when they come through, the main office sends all your information, and I know that the government knows everything about me. So because every time politicians come and see a show, we all get vetted, so they know everything about me. So they did a walkthrough. So I'm like thinking maybe the Obamas are going to come through. That would be nice. Or I don't know, maybe AOC was going to come through. I was looking forward to that. The speculation was off the charts, right? But no, it was a lot of like AAA celebrities that came through. I'm going to give you the list of people that I scanned their tickets. That literally walked up to me, and I'm like, this person's walking to me, right? First and foremost. No, I'll leave her for last because the Pia never stones. Okay. So, okay. Anna Navarro came to me. I love her. Now, I know she's a Republican, right-wing leaning person. Baba, what are you doing with the lights? But she's a very smart woman and she speaks intelligently. And I may not agree with all of her politics, but as a Latina woman, strong in her stance and her knowledge, she's not a fool and she's smart. And I love how she speaks. And yes, she came straight to me. I scanned her ticket, and I think maybe her husband, I'm not sure, but so she came to me, and I told her I love you very much, and she was like, "Oh, they're so sweet." Okay, so that's that. Mark Strong. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so the weirdest movies. Okay, he was the villain in Shazam. He was in the Kingsman movies. But right now he's on Broadway in Oedipus, which I'm dying to see. And he is tall as fuck, man. I was like, whoa. I scanned his ticket in, and he's really handsome. You'd think he's handsome on screen and whatever. He's really handsome. Renée Elise Goldsberry. I scanned her in. She came straight to me. Stephen Schwartz is a big deal Broadway person, composer, I think, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so these are the two that made me like freeze, and these are the words that came out of my mouth, and I feel like such a freaking goober. I said to them, "I cannot believe I'm doing this for you right now." We're scanning their tickets, and they both just looked at me and smiled. Michael Kors and Anna Wintour. Anna Wintour is my height. I thought she was like this big goddess tall woman. Thinking Meryl Streep. She's like my height, like 5'6", like this, and she was wearing heels. So everybody's tiny. Why can't I get a job on stage or something? Everybody's tiny. Now I gotta say this. Michael Kors was okay. I think he's. I used to watch Project Runway. He was like the villain of the show. I guess the I don't know. It's Michael Kors, right? So, but I felt a little bit undressed the way he smiled at me and said, you know, as I scanned this ticket and said, I can't believe I'm doing this for you too right now. They were with someone else who I don't know. Maybe it was an assistant or something, or a friend. I don't know. Maybe it was Michael's husband. I don't know. But those are the people that came through. Now, my celeb friends that came through was, okay, Peppermint was there. Oh, wait. Okay, Peppermint was there. I love you, girl. She came through. But here's the ew of the night, all right? Debra Messing. I didn't scan her ticket, but one of my coworkers took her to her seat. She went in through the other door, so I didn't see her when she came in because at this point, the whole wave of people were coming in, and everybody waits till the last minute. And it's really, you're not being, what's the word? Making a dramatic entrance at like the last minute. What you're doing is holding everything up, especially when you come in to see a show. So making a dramatic entrance doesn't just show up so we can get this show started, right? Okay, Debra Messing, my coworker sat her. Now, okay, I spoke to her last night and I said, tell me exactly what happened. So she's like, okay. So she came over to me and I told her, like, okay, so this is your row. Now the whole row is like on the even side, house right. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. The whole row was filled up to the first 4. So it was 6 and 8 were her seats, right? So she's like, okay, you're further in, the next 2 further in. So, okay, great. Playbills, etc. Time goes by, folks for 2 and 4 arrive, but Debra Messing and whoever she was with was sitting in 2 and 4. And my friend is trying to be diplomatic, like, oh, can I see your ticket? I think I may have put you, or she didn't say I may have. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too excited. Just to confirm that she was in the right seats. And so Debra was, fumbling for her tickets and feeling all flustered or whatever. And it was an embarrassment, I guess, for her, or she was upset or put out or whatever, that she had to go through all this. But my friend says, yeah, your seats are further in. So Debra gets up with her guest and she looks over. This is how my coworker explained it. She looked over her shoulder and said, she put us here. Now, this may not be funny for you, but it's funny for us because we get this all the time where we tell someone, okay, your seats are the 3rd and 4th one in. Your seats, please match your ticket number to your seat number. The seat number's on the edge of the seats. You're in seat number 6 and 8. We're specific because what you don't want to do is the lights go down, the show is starting, and you have a latecomer, and you have to put them in their seat real quick, and someone's in their seats. That disrupts everything, especially when the show is starting or in the middle of we try not to do this in the middle of a number, but sometimes you just got to get it done. But then you have to rearrange the whole row, or it just becomes, it's playing Tetris in a dim room with no light on the phone. It's crazy. You don't want to do that. So yeah, so that was a Debra Messing ew. Anyway, so okay, my celeb friends that came through. Andre Ward came through. I love you, Andre. And Jeigh from Here Lies Love. He came through. It was a great Broadway show about Imelda Marcos and the fall of that regime. If you didn't see it, was a great show. It could have gone longer, I think. It was a great show. I enjoyed it, and it was uniquely done. If you can find pictures of Here Lies Love on Broadway, in Google or whatever, you see how they rearranged. They turned the entire orchestra into a dance floor with moving stages, and everyone who had tickets for the dance floor area moves around with everything. It was very interactive. It was great. It was a great show, and I enjoyed it. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was this moved me in such a way that viral photo of that dude sitting down because his wife got grabbed up in a deportation situation. They were literally going through her process of becoming a U.S. citizen. They're married. She's been here for years, from what I understand. They're just going through the process of making her citizen. It's not like they just got married. They were doing what needs to be done, and they just grabbed her, and he's like running all over the place looking for her. He's tracking her on his phone. Finally got to a detention center, and then the phone cuts out. It's just off. So whoever took her phone from her turned off the Find My or whatever, and he's just sitting there on the ground. And I was like, what a painful, horrible thing to go through. The person you love the most, your family, is just, well, they're all going, but it's like that moment just sums it up. Like he's done everything he could and he's lost, he's on his own. And it just moved me so much. So it's the wallpaper of my Facebook page. It's going to be there for a while because it just reminds me of how horrible people's lives are being turned upside down because of this nonsense. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, two things that really pissed me off. So there's this cashback scheme, and I'm telling you, it's these motherfuckers from the fucking hood that try this shit, and they think people don't pay attention. And I grew up in the hood, and I'm watching you. I'm watching you. So you go to like, Duane Reade or whatever, and like they ask, when you're checking out, ask you for cash back, and you say no or whatever, or you just hit pay and it passes through. All of a sudden, I'm looking down, the screen says cash back, and she's handing me my receipt with $20. I'm like, I didn't ask for cash back. I never ask for cash back, ever, because it's a scam. What they do is, because the register already balanced that they extracted cash back for the customer, that money is out of the box. It's already accounted for. But you argue with them and they're like, oh, I'll undo it. And they fake punch everything into the screen and they slip that $20 in their pocket, but you don't ever see that money again because you're fighting. Well, I didn't ask for it, and they put it back. Blah blah blah. It's a fucking scam. And I found out. This is the second time it happened to me. The first time was I was going to my ex's place, and I went to stop by the Walgreens to pick stuff up, and then all of a sudden it's like real quick. And if you're not paying attention, it's like this. I'm like, ho, I didn't ask for cash back, and this dude wasn't even handing me my money. He was closing the register, handing me my receipt. I'm like, whoa, what was that cash back? So I called the manager, and apparently it was not the first time, because as I'm standing there watching him, and the manager going through everything, trying to figure it out, he's going, I ain't no thief, blah, blah, blah. And I'm staying quiet because nobody said anything about you being a thief, bro. You got busted. So this chick did that shit to me. And I'm like, get the manager. And she just went pale. And so the manager happened to be coming, and I said, I didn't do this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not, this ain't my first rodeo. This shit is a scam. He's like, well, how can it be a scam if she was giving you your money? I said, it's a scam because if someone like me is not paying attention, if someone's not paying attention and they walk out of here, she just walked away with $20. So watch your butts, people. Watch the screen. Make sure you click no for the cash back. They shouldn't even offer that. If you need cash, you go to the damn bank. Who is like, oh shit, I need cash on me right now after I finish shopping. After you finish shopping here, you're gonna pay for everything and then keep it moving. Nobody wants the Walgreens, the Rite Aid, they're not ATMs, they're not a bank. Why do you need to have cash back? That is not a convenience. That is a way to get friggin' robbed. Yeah, exactly. Tony girl, she's like, yeah. So watch your asses, people. You got to. And so did you see that nonsense with that trooper who like elbow checked those college football kids? And it became the world is a giant camera. We're all on camera. One way or another, we watch someone get murdered on camera. We're all being watched, whether it's covertly or whatever. Somebody's got a camera. Why do you think you're going to pull some shit like that? Why can't you just be a normal human being? Whatever you were going through, did you have to do that to them like that? And it just goes to show that how people of color are treated by people with a little bit of authority, regardless of their color, but mostly. I'm like, that was not friggin' necessary. And then you just ruin their friggin', experience of, they're winning their game, they're in their zone, it's, why? Why do people? I tried being mean for a while, like, being a real dick. And all it just brought me was more negativity. I was like, oh, this is exhausting. So, and the thing is, I want to know more about what happened to that guy after. You know, did he? I know he was removed from the stadium right away because I mean that shit went viral the instant it happened, went all over the world. But I want to know what happened to him after that. You know, did he get like a reprimand? Did he get I don't know? Is he being sued? Because that was assault. What he did was assault. I think those guys, pay for the rest of their college careers with a suit, an assault suit. Hmm? Mm. Oh, I love coffee. All right, and the Pierre the Resistance of the week of the weird shit. All right, so here in New York, there's a radio station called 1010 Wins. It's all news all the time. Give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. I've been listening to them since I'm a teenager. So it's Friday Man, Florida Man Friday. That's what it is, Florida Man Friday, where some dude in Florida does something fucking weird. So apparently this dude was just walking down the street naked, just buck. According to the cop, it was buck naked. You know the difference between buck naked and naked. Naked, you have socks on. This dude was buck naked, nothing on. We said, "Sir, where you go?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a TikTok challenge." And he's like, "Sir, where's your phone?" You're doing a TikTok challenge without your phone, buck naked, walking down the street, down the road. Okay, I was walking Max. I just bursted out laughing when he said, "Well, sir, where's your phone?" All right, I'm a fucking idiot. I love this shit. All right. Okay. All right. So the topic number 2, because topic number 1, the way I'm doing is like all the weird side shit. Remember, MTG, don't let me forget. Okay. All right. Oh wait. Okay. Okay. So the mass blackout, like I said before, I need to know where in your neighborhood, like where you go to support your local, mom and pops, or roadside vendors, all these folks. I want to know about that. And it's really not about canceling the holidays. It's about bringing awareness, because we've, like, in the last few years, become this consumer economy. People are just like putting themselves in more debt, not getting the services they really need. Pardon me. Ooh. Yeah, it's become this real weird circle of spending, and we're not living in a world that our grandparents lived in, where things were so affordable they were able to buy a home for 50 grand and raise a family, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, and if you're going to go, I would say, and I do this because I live in a predominantly Latin neighborhood here in Washington Heights. I go to the local farm, so everybody's Latino, Black, African. A lot of cool shit. Online supporting, I guess, people of color vendors, putting directly to them, P2P, person to person. Yeah, everybody's got a Cash App. Everyone's got, a Square, but Square's, they demand too. Even using the Apple Wallet or whatever the Android version of that is, you can send it straight to them. I think that's a great way to do. I remember last year when I was holiday shopping, there was like all these people on the street vendors. I think I got my ex's mom a handmade tote bag. She likes tote bags, and it had like all this African art on it. It's really beautiful, and it's some embroidery, handmade. It was where I felt happy spending that money because it was a gorgeous gift, and the woman that made it was a beautiful lady. So, and also it's a shifting of the power, because I mean our dollars speak, right? The government may do what they're going to do with the shenanigans or whatever and promise you the world, blah, blah, blah. Our dollars speak, and they notice that. I mean, look at what happened with what was it, Disney Plus? Disney Plus? Paramount Plus? One of those two. One of the pluses. They saw their subscriptions drop, packages drop. I'm really getting ready to dump my HBO Max and Netflix again, because ain't nothing on there really I want to watch, and I could just spend too much time searching than enjoying something. But maybe after Thanksgiving, because I don't know. So yeah, remember to support local. Do that. Try not to spend any money. Yeah, let them feel that pain. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was there was this moment on the news. I heard about, they were discussing the fact that a lot of these masked men who claim, who are ICE agents or claim to be ICE agents, are just grabbing people up. And some people are getting kidnapped, they're getting robbed, women are getting assaulted. Um, you know, and what was the latest one? There were children left on the street as their parents, I mean, unattended children, like kids, screaming, crying, diaper kids, uh, left on the street unattended as their parents were whisked away. Clergy being shot with pepper balls and stuff like that. I know there's one that went viral, but there was another one where they grabbed this priest from a protest line. He was just there protesting, doing his thing. And I think what he was doing was, you could see he was holding a Bible praying, and the ICE agent reached out, grabbed him forward, and then they all jumped him. It was a priest. I have no words. I have no words. It's like burned in my memory, like how I saw that video. I'm like, what could he have said or done? He was literally praying from a book, and this agent, air quote agent, grabbed him and pulled him, and then they all jumped him. He was a fucking priest, people. Oh my god. So this is I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I had my notes here. Okay, so yeah, it just really disturbs you. Like, oh, there was a Times Square tourist who got grabbed up because she was speaking Spanish to her family, and they just grabbed her. Like, they were tourists. And that was in the news from last year, but that still affected me. I'm like, anybody speaking Spanish is automatically illegal? What the hell? I speak 4 languages. I'm not fluent in all of them, but I do. So yeah, and it's really, I'm sure you guys have heard this before. It's never really been about the worst of the worst, because if it was the worst of the worst, we wouldn't even be hearing about. We would hear about the worst of the worst being, but it's just this game they're playing. So okay, now, how do you prove you're an American citizen or you are who you are, right? Okay. Once I turned 18, I got my learner's permit, which was also considered ID. I had a school ID, but it wasn't really identification. But I had that, and I carried that everywhere with me. But once I got my, I registered for selective service, and I had that little card, and then that was my ID for a while until I got my permit. Then when I got my driver's license, I carry that. I still carry that with me everywhere I go. All right, here we go. Okay, Tony's on the desk, and he's jealous, so now he's over here. Okay, Sharon, behave. No, sir, no, not now. All right, so my mom used to freak the fuck out every time I left the house. Do you have your wallet? Make sure you have your ID, blah, blah, blah. Can't prove who you are. Now, I think there is still a law in the books here in New York. I'm not sure about this anywhere else. But if you don't have your ID and you get stopped by the cops or anything like, they can take you in to prove who you are. So can you take your tush off the screen? Things. They can take you in for, and then there's, how many days of your life. It's only just flicked her tail into the screenshot. How many days they can put you, hold you until you prove who you are. They prove who you are. And so I carry my ID all the time. It doesn't mean they can't still not take you, but it slows the process, I suppose. But yeah, she would freak out, make sure you have, so it's wallet, keys, phone. That's the mantra before you leave your house, right? Before it was just wallet, keys. Now it's wallet, keys, phone, out the door. So yeah. But does it even matter? I mean, there was a woman too. I was just thinking, there was a woman who was screaming. She was being held. She was like, "I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen." Does it even matter now too? Like, you could be screaming that shit at the top of your lungs, and they still will, jump you like you're, calf at a rodeo. Okay, so can you? I'm sorry, folks. All right. She's just sitting there minding her own business. You do not need to. No, you're gonna knock the mic off again. No. Yeah, I love you too. But just because she's here doesn't mean you have to be on the desk too. You don't fit. You don't fit. Max. Don't fit, Bubba. All right. 1 minute, please. Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Sit down. Sit. Thank you. All right. For those of you listening, Max just tried to jump on the desk and sit on my lap and knock my mic off my shirt again. All right, buddy. Just relax. Relax. So he does that every time. Okay, I'm not going to repeat myself. All right. So, but do you guys carry your wallets with you, your IDs with you all the time? I mean, I remember one time. I mean, now when I would walk Max, I would just leave my wallet in the house because the park is down the street. You know, anything can happen now. So I'm like, I'm taking my wallet everywhere. Do you guys do that? I mean, let me know. I want to know. Yeah, I was just reminded MTG. Remember, I don't want to forget this. So yeah, I am in the habit of carrying my ID everywhere I go, and one credit card just in case. You know, it's my emergency card. I don't use it for anything, but if there's an emergency, I got something. So oh my Lord, I'm sorry, I'm distracted because of these two, and now I'm like off. I feel like I'm off my flow, but in keeping with the ID thing. So since anything can happen, driving on the FDR, the West Side Highway, anything can happen. I always try to have my ID on me. So I'm gonna leave in the show notes below, and I'm looking at it here on my notes, to get links to get your real ID, because that whole thing changed, and for your passport, because I also have a passport. Not the card, just the actual book, because you could. All right, I think most of the people know this by now. If you get the passport card, you can use that to go between here in Canada and Mexico, but you can't use that to get on a plane to go outside the continental U.S. I think you can go to Alaska using that too. Maybe the Caribbean too. I don't know. I think it's because you're leaving the continental 48. Otherwise, you need your passport. So there's going to be links below in the show notes where you can click and get your real IDs, especially in New York State. So the difference between them. So there's 3 ID cards that you can have that are valid. One is the American flag. That one you can use to go between New York, using your driver's license, between the United States and Canada and Mexico, and get on a plane, coast to coast, north and south. The one with the star on it, with that flag, the one with the star on it, you can use that to get as your real ID, I believe. It's like to prove who you are. And they all say enhanced on it. You can use that as an identification. I don't think you can use that to travel with. Then there's a third one that says not for legal purposes or something, meaning you cannot use that to go into like a governmental building, but it is used to, like, this is my ID, and it says enhanced real ID on it. But in the corner where the star and the flag would be, the upper right hand corner, it would say not for governmental use, something to that effect. You can see I'll put the picture there. I hope that matches up. I'll do it later. It's there. And here are the other two. All right, I just gave myself work. Oh yeah, so the links will be down below. If you're in New York, you can click on the DMV link and it'll take you there, and you can do what you got to do. You should have it by now, because if you get pulled over driving and you don't have a real ID driver's license, you can get a massive ticket for that, because it's not considered your driver's license anymore. And you can blame, the Bush administration for that nonsense. I still think they were behind. Never mind. So yeah, hopefully that's a helpful tool for you guys. So yeah, that was it. That was. Oh. Okay, so I want to know about your experience with ID. Do you carry, this is, okay, I want to hear from you. Do you carry your ID everywhere you go? Do you have a passport? Do you have a real ID? How many stamps are in your passport? I have a new one, haven't used it yet. Do you even care? No judgment. I mean, do you even give a shit? Do you like, fuck my ID? I'm not carrying my ID. Yeah, I didn't forget. MTG. Marjorie Taylor Greene is announced. Listen, I give zero sympathy for this woman, but I'm laughing at her announcement that she's retiring. She's leaving government this January. Yeah, she's throwing in the towel, y'all. She's calling it quits. And as the official gay guy would say, sayonara, honey. Sayonara. All right. So listen, if you made it this far, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Drop an ID card emoji down there. Let me know what you think about, IDs, passports, etc., etc. I want to know. And if you like what you're seeing and enjoying, and if anything is of use to you, please subscribe, hit the bell, share with your friends. I don't know. I'm just asking. And if you're listening, just hit the 5 stars. I appreciate it. 5 stars are great. If you download, it's even better because it just moves me up. And I think I need to check I think I just got a notification on how well it's doing. So maybe at the end of this season, I'll let you know how well the pod has been doing as far as analytics go, because it's been doing. Oh, and before I forget, listen, the AMA Ask Mike Anything episode is coming soon. So I need questions from you guys, like anything. Ask me anything. It's all on the table. I don't care. Like, which hand do I wipe with? How, I don't know. Ask me all the questions. I need, because what's going to happen is, from the questions, or the people who submit questions. Good morning. Tony Girl's giving me all kinds of noogies. I'm going to pick winners for a major giveaway to my fellow content creators out there who may like the stuff that I'm giving away, because I have no use for them anymore. But they're really cool, and you're going to like them. So, yes, send your questions, because it's also the way you enter into the giveaway for the season finale. So, all right, y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Eat lots of food. Drink lots of booze. If somebody out there has coquito, hit me up. I need some, because I'm not making it this year. I went to buy supplies and it's too expensive. But if you're making it, I'll gladly take a bottle. All right. Have a great weekend. Sayonara. Ah, love that coffee.